Which athletes are the most deserving of an NBA championship, an NFL championship? I see Drew going like this in the wide shot.
You are, Drew.
All right, so Extra Mustard, Sports Illustrated, which was launched by, I believe Jimmy Tranna launched Extra Mustard, a subdivision of Sports Illustrated. They had all the great writers of Sports Illustrated come together and give their one pick on who they would like to see win a championship. So we start with Grant Wall, who picked Lionel Messi. Now, granted, it's a little surprising because he's won like 20-some trophies with Barcelona.
Like
26, I believe, 27.
I feel like bad for him.
He's amazing, obviously, at what he does, and all these athletes are. However, for him, what Grant Wall is saying, look, he's won 4 Ballon d'Ors, which is that trophy right there. There are the 4 Ballon d'Ors. He is obviously one of the best, if not the best player. It's either between Messi, Ibrahimovic, or Ronaldo. But what Grant Wall is saying is he has no Copa Americas, and most importantly, he has no World Cups, which will certainly prove something to many people.
I mean, that happens once every 4 years, though.
Right.
I would venture to guess that 95% of the guys don't have a World Cups.
Totally, but if you want to get up there in the discussion with Pele, then you got to win.
Well, it's 26.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm going to say you got plenty of time, but
26, 27, but you never know how his skills. I mean, his skills are somewhat deteriorating. He's already dealing with injury.
I'll tell you what, I have a hard time feeling bad for him.
Yeah,
he's on the cover of FIFA. He's living
Dave,
the dream in
fuck
Barcelona.
What are you talking about? How do you feel?
fine. But I don't think he's one of those. I don't think he's on the top part where he needs a championship right away.
He's too
Because
young- he's
World
too young
Cups
to be on
next
this
year. You don't know.
But then he's going to be 35 if he doesn't win this World
He just
Cup.
went to 35, 26 to 35, and what?
I'll tell you what, he's got a good chance to
he'd be
win this
like-
year,
he'd be
though.
like-
He's playing in his next door neighbor.
I took him as 27. Okay, so then he would be 31. Excuse me. Here's
A decade later,
He's aging in dog years.
Yeah, he's gonna be 68. All right. No. I mean, here's the one way that I feel bad for him is that he doesn't have a lot of support. He has a lot of good attacking support. Their defense is terrible.
Yeah.
So then Michael Rosenberg picked the fantastic Hall of Fame worthy tight end Tony Gonzalez, who of course started his career with the Kansas City Chiefs. He did not have a lot of help. Brody Croyle, Tyler Thigpen, Elvis Gerbach. I mean, he didn't have a ton of help, but Tony Gonzalez is certainly up there. He's missed one NFL game in his career, by the way. So let's continue right along. Jim Thome was picked by Joe Lemire. I like this pick, and so did Dave. 9 postseasons. 4 championship series, 2 World Series, hasn't won.
How can you not like Jim Thome? I mean, you got to root for that guy.
Very lovable guy.
I mean, Indians guy, grew up rooting for him. We were so close to the championship in '95, and it's kind of like he's deserving of it. Good dude.
Yeah.
And,
He tossed my brother a baseball during warm-ups one time. So
I mean, that's a deal right there.
he earned a spot in my heart there.
Right?
All right, so the next one is Jarome Iginla. Jarome Iginla, a 2-time Olympic gold medalist. Of course, he gave the pass to Sidney Crosby to beat Team USA. But again, a 2-time Olympic gold medalist. He looks so young there. Obviously a Calgary Flame for life, though he has been playing with the Bruins. Who's he with? Excuse me, the Penguins and the Bruins. And here's him with the Penguins.
He looks older now.
Yeah, of course he does. He's got a little gray hairs. But 530 games at minimum. I'm sure when this article came out it was 530. He has more. No Stanley Cups, unfortunately, for Jarome Iginla. So that's unfortunate to see. Next, Kelly Anderson picks Steve Nash. I always heard on SportsCenter one day when they called him Nashty. So I love hearing that. Like, I mean, when you think about this, he's a soccer player at heart. He's a Canadian. And he had some great years with Amari Stoudemire in Phoenix with Mike D'Antoni. There he is right there. Drafted by the Mavericks.
Yeah.
He's had some great years. No NBA Finals.
I think of that entire Suns team. They kind of ran into a buzzsaw everywhere. Like, they were great, the D'Antoni Suns with him and Amari and Sean Marion and Joe Johnson.
They should have won the year against the Spurs.
Spurs and the Lakers.
Yeah.
I think of them in the same token. I think of like the Sacramento Kings of like the early 2000s, like a team that
they ran into
probably
the
would have won the
Lakers.
They certainly would. I mean, the Eastern
Ran into
Conference.
Shaq.
Had they made the finals,
Afro Kobe.
had Robert Horry not hit that 3 and they made the finals,
Yeah.
you think the Nets are going to beat them? No, man. Sacramento would have.
Robert Horry is another discussion for another day. So let me roll
Big
through these.
Big shot.
Let me roll through these, and then I want to get your take. David Ferrer, who seems to always be on the outside of Andy Murray, Roger Federer. Though Federer, he looks cross-eyed there. Though Federer, look at his eyes. It's like the first time I heard the Beatles. So Roger Federer is on the way down, but I mean Andy Murray, Novak Djokovic, he's always on the outside. But I mean a lot of these guys are undersized. You know, like the Steve Nashes, the David Ferrers. We're going to get to Wes Welker in a little bit. It's hard not to love these guys. So Wes Welker is next. Lars Anderson picked him. Fantastic high school player out of Texas. 0 scholarships. Went to Texas Tech. I believe he still has the record for punt return touchdowns there, undrafted, and then he led the league in receptions 2007, 2009, and 2011. Richard Deitch picked Ryan Miller, the Team USA goalie, 33 years old. He leads the Sabres in wins and games played. Phil Taylor picked Champ Bailey. I really like that pick.
I like that pick too.
Courtney Nguyen picked Tommy Haas, who was another. He was great in Dreamcast Virtua Tennis.
He was.
Yeah, that's how I remember Tommy Haas, Dreamcast Virtua Tennis. David Epstein picked Tyson Gay, though it came out after this article that he's doping. Sarah Kwan, I believe. My iPhone is terrible. It autocorrects me to dumb. Sarah Kwan picked Daniel Alfredson, so I like that pick as well. Daniel Alfredson, former Red Wing. Andrew Perloff, a.k.a. McLovin, on the Dan Patrick Show, picked Vince Carter. And Alan Shipnuck picked Steve Stricker. So now I'm going to open up the discussion to you guys. There is Steve Stricker. Beautiful man.
Beautiful man.
I'm going to start with Dave.
Yeah.
Who is the one guy that you think is totally deserving? Not necessarily on this list, but even who you think.
Well, let me start off by saying I'm impressed that you threw out Brody Coyle and Dreamcast in the same segment.
Yeah?
Those are some solid references.
All right.
Ichiro. I love Ichiro. I think you could make a good argument that he was the best player outside of Albert Pujols, the best player in the last decade. He's got 2,000 hits every year. Seems like a great guy. You never see him in trouble. He's an icon in Japan.
He can't speak English.
But he tries. And have you seen his interviews are hilarious. He's great. He seems like a sweet guy. I think, he became close with the Mariners that one year. They won 116 games. He stuck it out there through the bad times.
It shows about his character and
I think
his loyalty.
so too. I agree. And I think him and Torrey Hunter are the two guys
Another good
I would like
pick.
to see.
Dave, well done.
Thanks, man.
Golf clap, well done.
Thanks, man.
Drew, what do you think?
I'd have to go with, I'm a little biased for football, Tony Gonzalez. I'd have to agree with Tony. Because, he's one of those guys that just gets it. He's a warrior. He's been through tough times in Kansas City, still consistently good all the time. Never complains, always works hard. I've seen him off season. He's in the 15th year, still works harder than some first year rookies. So I really wish, and then obviously this year with Atlanta, they're not really doing as well. He came back for another year to try to come back, and it's just hurts my heart because he's one of those good dudes, great guys that just I don't think he's gonna get it. But
created the touchdown slam dunk.
He did.
Yeah.
That counts for something in my book, man.
For something because I did it a couple times. And I was
There
like,
you go.
oh yeah.
There you go. Come on. What about our boy Steve Smith?
Steve Smith can't. He does have ups, but he does more antics. He won't do the plain dunking. He'll probably slide down the goalpost, which he did against the Bears that won NFC Championship.
Yeah, I remember.
There you go.
Yeah, go fuck yourself. I like the Vince Carter pick from Andrew Perloff.
Yeah.
I really, really like that pick. The
We got
one
one
guy.
or two, so good.
Go ahead. What do you think?
I'm biased also with this is because he's my
Ohio
brother-in-law.
State.
No, Chris Webber.
There you go.
He's
I
my
agree. That's what I'm saying
brother-in-law
about those Kings. That entire Kings team deserves a
That's
championship.
my
Does
brother-in-law.
Vlade
and his-
Divac deserve a championship?
Yeah.
No,
Mike
he doesn't.
Bibby, Doug
Mike
Christie, man,
Bibby, come on. They
were if they hadn't run into that Lakers buzzsaw,
Totally.
they'd
Doug
have one or
Christie.
two
Man.
or three.
The one guy who is not on this list that I think is very deserving is Charles Barkley. Because he was, if there's any discussion of the top NBA guys who have never won a championship compared to the guys who have won a championship, Eddie Curry, Dexter Pittman, Adam Morrison. They're somewhat laughable. They're somewhat laughable, but for Charles Barkley, a guy who busts his ass and he had such a great impact on the game, the round mound to rebound, I would pick Charles
Same
Barkley.
token, I think of recently or somewhat recently retired AI.
Yeah.
I think.
Sure.
I would have liked to have seen him get one.
Top 10.
For sure.
But
Frank
there's-
Thomas, Ken Griffey Jr., whose birthday it is today, man.
Absolutely.
There's so many.
Another good pick.
I'm
Although
choosing the
Dave
Mariners, dude.
Brand, ladies. Dave Brand. Very well done.
Golf clap.
Yeah. I think also Larry Fitzgerald for football.
He'll get it.
He'll get it.
You think so?
And I think
Yeah.
Wes
He's not
Welker-
going to get it in
He's
Arizona.
not going to
Yeah.
be there anytime soon.
I was going to say,
Yeah,
they don't have
here
a
we go.
quarterback.
Welker might get it this year, man.
I don't know. I think they falter in the playoffs.
Yeah.